Hello, everyone. How's it going? Today is Wednesday, first normal week. This is the first day in probably a week or 2 weeks that I've actually watched the market and was able to look at things. I've been preoccupied with other stuff, whatnot. I actually looked out on earnings. Winnebago was one that reported this morning, and Alan telegraphed this last week. That it was bound to drop, and I think this kind of summarizes it succinctly. New orders are poised to come to an abrupt halt because of surging oil prices and plummeting U.S. savings rates. Why if you're faced with gas and oil prices like they are, there's so much uncertainty as far as where they're headed. Why would you go out and buy something that gets 12 to 15 miles to the gallon? Now, a pretty funny thing, because I'm still dealing with my father-in-law's vet. I looked at a Ferrari, and Ferraris get like 10 or 11 miles to the gallon too. So I think I'd have an easier time justifying a Ferrari than I would a Winnebago, at least for right now. So yeah, like I said, that's what happened with Winnebago and THOR, another mobile home maker.
I bring up that weekly chart, Brian, and how did I? The thing is it's just a repeat of last week. Go ahead and bring up last week.
So yeah, here's when THOR had earnings, which was March 9th.
They did the same thing.
Yeah, earnings before the market, and sure enough, look at that big red candle. But yeah, it's gone from the 90s.
92, almost 93.
Yeah, I don't know the quick math on that. So let's say $10 divided by 93, 10% in the past week or two.
Yeah.
So
it almost went down 10% today only.
Yeah, speaking of 10%.
Because they don't show the percentages right, because they don't take into consideration what it opened at.
Right, yeah, there's that gap from yesterday's close. Yeah, these two, someone pointed out. Look at these huge candles here, AMC and GameStop. This is just ridiculous. Is
that today?
Yeah, this is today for GameStop. And there is nothing that GameStop is doing to justify this.
How much did it go up today?
What's that?
How much did it go up?
14%.
Yeah, but what is that? How much?
Basically, let's see, it opened at 130 to hit a high of 150.
Oh.
But if you look at the last 1, 2, 3, 4 days, even earnings didn't shake this stock as much as, and there's a Reddit group called Wall Street Bets, and the traders on there are referred to apes, and I don't know exactly what that stands for. I heard it once, but I don't remember. I'm sure there are others in the group that know what apes are. But yeah, they're basically individual traders that are trying to do over the shorts, and that's what this sort of thing is. They're squeezing shorts. They are registering their stock at CompuShare so that brokerage houses can't lend out their shares, which makes it even harder for shorts to borrow. So yeah, they're on a mission to kill the shorts, but regardless, I've already said too much about that. I actually started looking at earnings. So today, KB Homes, and then tomorrow morning, Dryden or Darden. So tonight is the home builders, which I think KB Homes is down. Last I checked, I think it was like 5%. Just under 5%.
So my experience is KB Homes and probably Pulte will probably go up tomorrow. They usually bounce after the drop.
And I looked at the actual, oh, that was TCOM, another reporter. So KB Homes, you know, this was earlier in the day. I don't know if there's a timestamp on this thing. 2:15 Eastern time. Just looking at the option chain. And right now they're trading at 34, which is right in here. So yeah, it'll be interesting. And like I said, Darden reports tomorrow morning. They own Olive Garden. I think they own Texas Roadhouse. So we'll see if people are getting back into going out to eat.
Wait,
One last thing, and then I'm going to turn it over to Alan. Well, actually, two last things. I have a version of the iOS app that is ready for production. Once I actually was able to get in, that's what the login looks like. This is what the app will look like in iOS. Notice the buy stock, sell stock. Options is a bad word for Apple, so I can't say buy calls, buy puts. But other than that, it's the same, functions the same as the Android app. You can click on these things. The one thing you can't do is you can't swipe to delete here. If I look on the Android version, I can take these stocks and I can either swipe right, or swipe left and remove them from the list. Now, Alan has asked, is that once you see this monitor screen and you say, well, look, Cliff is 3.5%, they're open. I want to swipe these guys off. So I think by Monday, I will have the ability to swipe to delete on this screen as well. You know, you pick 15 stocks, and then the ones that don't trigger or the ones that have a huge opening range, you just swipe to delete, and then that cleans up your list. Instead of saying, okay, Cliff is 3.59, I'm going to go remove him from the list, and now he's gone. A simple, concise one screen has it all for the daily traders. So, and like I said, you can't swipe to delete on this yet, but maybe that'll be an enhancement coming down the road. So, like I said, this iOS version is ready. I tested it today. I'm going to submit it for production tomorrow morning. And I've already been down the review process once, so it should be a much less bumpier road. So hope you guys have a great day. Keep an eye on the builders, KB Homes, Pulte tomorrow morning. Keep an eye on Darden. Another one that I wanted to mention was X. X is going crazy lately. Continues to make 3-month highs. I don't know if this is a yearly high, but this is just a slow creep up, you know, lower left to upper right kind of movement. And the 20 SMA is just kind of chugging along with it. So I think that's another one to kind of keep an eye on.
how many shares you get today, Brian?
That would be nice. I do know people that are in GameStop shares, And you know, that the thing that I told them is like, you're up 50% on stock, and you're gonna continue to hold. For me, that's too much of a roller coaster. I take profit when I see it. And 50% of, a 50% gain on a stock is, I think, a nice return. Where you do options, you get 100%, 200%. A 50% move in a stock is quite nice in a week or two. It's been a couple of weeks that has moved. So yeah, I am going to actually stop sharing, and we're going to look at Alan and his lake back there, which I bet still has ice on it.
No, there's no ice.
No ice. Well, there you go. Spring has sprung.
Yeah, we're getting there. First of all, I just want to say, if you don't have the book, this is like the Bible, but it's not the Bible. We obviously know there's a Bible, but I want to say the financial Bible. There you go. And so, chapter 8, page 137, how to trade the 5-minute rule. Now, I was meeting with my website guy today. So we're going to be doing in the future on Vimeo, I'm going to do a class how to trade the 5-minute. But these are all things that I'm learning as I go. I got some coaches helping me, some other people giving me guidance on how to set the classes up. So everybody's bugging me on the classes. So just letting you know that we're making some headway in that, and we hope to have that to you, especially in the second or third quarter of this year. So, but some people ask, why did you get out of earnings? You were so good on earnings. I mean, I could have told you Winnebago and THO were going to go up 5%. That's what I projected for it. But I found it's so much easier just to go ahead and let the gas go out of the option, let it go ahead and just, go down. Just go ahead and let the volatility go down in it. And then you go ahead and play it to go down.
Right.
I learned firsthand a couple weeks ago when I sold F-250. And the guy's like, I'm like, I don't get this. I could have got like $18,000 for this, a month ago. And he's like, yeah, gas wasn't that high. He said, I can't give it away. So I just remember my father taking his Winnebago to Florida, and I saw that gas bill. It was over $2,000. I'm like, how can you afford to go ahead and drive this thing? Well, I don't have to pay for a hotel. I'm like, I can get a hotel for either free or $200. So I don't even.
Or blast from the past, live in a tent.
Yeah. So, but where do I see the markets going the rest of this week and such? That I think the thing is right now things are going to go ahead and stay where they're at for a little bit. I would be very eager to jump into Raytheon. That seems to be a good mover right now. Especially if we see some sort of type of escalation. Oil's still pretty safe to stay in that trade. But I like to be cash every night. So, I gave you the plays, Winnebago and THO. THO moves better. It's easier. It's cheaper to get into it. So I told you THO. I mean, I don't know. Other than I told you guys about it last week. I told you about it on Monday. I told you that earnings are this week. I told you after the earnings, go ahead and go short. So that's all I can do is kind of give you some guidance on that. But you always have to follow rules, but you never know what's going to happen. Some of you might be asking about OPK. You got to go with trend. Now, Brian just showed you the stock of U.S. Steel. I mean, that would have been a smart play to go ahead and get into US Steel because it's trending upward and it hasn't reversed. The day that it reverses, the day that it stops going up is the day to get out. You should already be thinking of getting out of OPK. Now I held because it's not that much money, but and I told everybody I would tell you if I got out. I didn't get out because the thing is I still think it's a buyout play, and that thing could jump up overnight. But I'm thinking if you're still on the stock, if you want to play it, I gotta think you gotta be thinking next week because unless something happens real quickly, I don't see it moving up any to get up to the $4 mark. I don't see that. So
Right, yeah. Yeah, and that's the issue with the option is, well, there are two issues with options. You mentioned earnings. Pre-earnings, you're paying for that volatility. That costs money because there is that indecision, or there is that unknown, I guess, that comes with earnings, and you have to pay for that when you buy options. The second thing is, and we're seeing this with OPK, is time. As OPK continues to not move, your options are getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. Whereas if you hold the stock, you can hold that, as long as you want, and kind of wait for that potential buyout. So you kind of got to keep that in mind. And going back to X, one of the things Alan has said in the past is that if a stock continues to make higher highs on the daily chart, stick with it until it doesn't. So we haven't seen X pull back yet, and we'll see when it does.
excellent. Hey, kudos on that Apple, Brian. I know that thing's coming soon. It's going to be hard. It's going to be fast. I know we're getting a lot of good people that a good movement that people are starting to pick up and see it. The percentages are huge. It's a game changer on those options. I think we're going to go ahead and see some great wins on that. And I think we're going in the right direction.
Yeah, definitely. If anything, if you have any questions on the app, if you have any concerns, or just want to chat about the app, if you have ideas, Alan comes to me with, hey, I wish it could do this on this screen. Just reach out. I want to say I'm always available. It's been a rough couple of weeks in the past. I'm getting back into the normal normal swing of things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you need it, just holler. So
yeah,
I think
that's a good point. And just so you know, we try a lot of things. Actually, I think we're on our 10th version. And if I'm not happy with it and I can't make money on it, then I'm not gonna allow it to get out there. I feel confident in the product. I think the percentage one is really going to help a lot. Because if you got 10 stocks, which one do you pick? That's always was always a joke. I still remember Brian. He may not even remember this 4 or 5 years ago. I'd have an earnings play, and I'd give you guys five earnings, and four of them would be big huge wins, and then one of them would be a loser, and then Brian always picked the loser.
Yeah, I would pick the loser. So I'm the contrarian indicator, I guess, if you want to call it that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, this is what we're trying to do is weed it out, because generally speaking, I find whatever you think, usually it does the opposite. I mean, logic is, let's look at like Winnebago and THO. The thing is that you're thinking like, wow, the earnings are great. It's phenomenal. People are buying the stock. So how in pre-market do they get it to go up $5? And then the thing is, when it gets into the open market, everybody sells it off, So the thing is that a lot of times it does. Gold and oil is that way all the time. gold will go up $50 an ounce and gold stock will go down because somehow in the mindset is that, oh, it's gone up too much. So, you know, it's all interpretation and stuff, but I find sometimes it's a game of opposites.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You know, and just for kicks, you know, if Winnebago would have said, "Oh yeah, we're working on an electric version of the motorhome,"
There you go. Yeah.
I bet you would be looking at a Green Day. instead of-
Why wouldn't they have an electric version of that?
Exactly. I bet you would be looking at a Green Day for Winnebago instead of a Red Day because,
Yeah.
you know, it's all about expectations and it's all about, you know, what
Yeah.
they see in the future. So
Yeah, my experience with the stock market is that if you're trading the market for today, you're trading it wrong. The experts trade it from 6 months from now. So they're actually seeing oil stocks that this thing is not a short term, but a long term situation. So that's how you have to play it. But hey, good seeing you. And hope you have a great week. I'm excited to go ahead and I'll be in Vegas in about 2 weeks, and so you know, if you're in the area, you know, maybe we could get a drink or something, you know. So just give me an email, an IM instant message. So have a good one, and Brian, I will see you later.
take it easy, everyone.